Three things never come back: word, time, and opportunity. So don't waste time, choose words, and don't miss the opportunity. If they spit at you behind your back, it means you are ahead of them. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. The disease of men is that they neglect their own fields and go and pluck up right herbs in the fields of others. Before embarking on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. There are 1,000 lessons in defeat, but only one in victory. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We try even harder to persuade others that we are happy, and we try harder to think so ourselves. A healthy man wants 1,000 things. A sick man, only one. Work to clear your thoughts. If you do this, you won't have bad thoughts. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. Learn as if you constantly missed your knowledge, and as if you were constantly afraid of losing your knowledge. Don't criticize your neighbor's roof for too much snow when your own door isn't clean. If you hate it, then you have been defeated. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Appear weak when you are strong, strong when you are weak. Whoever flatters a man is his enemy. He who counts your faults is your creator. To see what your right is, not doing so is the worst cowardice. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls the butterfly. A person who tries to travel 2 roads at the same time will get nowhere. Whoever is satisfied with his lot is rich. A noble person uses things. The inferior man is used by things. A leader leads by example, not by force. Even the best sword dipped in salt water will eventually rust. Man's nature is evil. Patience is the result of conscience. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity to lead people. Follow them. When anger rises, think about the consequences. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. If you are the world's smartest person in the room, then you are not in the wrong place. Opportunities multiply as they are taken advantage of. Get rid of the desire to have. The funniest people are the saddest. When I let go of what I am, I become what I could be. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying small stones. Whoever wants to fight, moo. True words are not determined. Determined words are not true. What the ancients called an intelligent fighter is one who not only wins, but excels at winning with ease. Live the praise of others, and you will become their prisoner. People in ancient times don't like to talk much. They considered it a shame not to follow their own words. You must believe in yourself. There is nothing softer and more flexible than water, but try to resist. All the answers were not asked, all the questions. If the mind is willing, the flesh can go on and on without many things. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they make your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Observe your character, it becomes your destiny. Great results can be achieved with small forces. The wise man avoids all extremes. Great is the man who has not lost his childish heart. We accept advice and downfalls, but we don't distribute it in buckets. Ponder and decide before making a move. When people know a lot, it's hard to manage them. If what you have to say is not better than silence, then you must remain silent. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Nature is in no hurry, but everything is accomplished. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do as others do. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but they grind fine. Man dies from birth. Study the past if you want to define the future. It's easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. Knowledge is the treasure, and practice is the key to it. You can only overcome bad habits today, not tomorrow. He who knows does not say, he who speaks does not know. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. Choose a job you love, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Plan what is difficult while it is easy. Do great while you're small. He who talks a lot often fails. Life is very simple, but we insist on complicating it. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be weak everywhere. Life is a series of natural events and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. This only creates sadness. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward the way they like. Think about tomorrow. The past cannot be fixed. An enemy is a friend who knows too much about you. Victory over others gives strength. Victory over oneself gives fearlessness. Give a man a bowl of rice, and you will feed him for a day. Teach him to grow his own rice, and you will save his life. Disorder came from order. Fear came from courage. Weakness came from strength. Don't look for it, otherwise you will lose it. Seek not, and you will find. It doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you don't stop. The skilled artist will not alter his measurements for the sake of a stupid workman. Be careful with sugar that is mixed with toxic. Beware of the fly that landed on a dead snake. A man dies easily because he has also lost a lot of will to live. Those who do not know the men of war cannot appreciate their benefits. Time is a created thing. Saying, "I don't have time," is like saying, "I don't want it." A noble person blames himself, and an insignificant person blames others. Therefore, just as water does not maintain constant form, so in war, there are no constant conditions. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife, and it will become blunt. Friends are the brothers that God never gave us. It is better to light a small candle than to curse the darkness. Every animal with blood in its veins and horns on its head will fight when attacked. He who knows and pretends not to know is at the top. He who, without knowledge, pretends to be well-informed is sick. Tell me, and I will forget. Show me, and perhaps I will remember. Involve me, and I will understand. Care what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Doing something is like digging a well. You can dig a well 70 feet deep, but if you don't find any water, it's just an abandoned well. Even a loss can turn into a profit, or a profit can turn into a loss. The feeling of right or wrong is the beginning of wisdom. There is no greater crime than having many desires. There is no greater disaster than not being happy. There is no greater misfortune than being covetous. Attack the evil that is within you instead of attacking the evil that is in others. Be aware of your thoughts. They are the beginning of actions. To complain about something uncomfortable is to double the evil. To laugh at it is to destroy it. You can always rise above those you offend by forgiving them. By 3 methods we can learn wisdom. First, by reflection. Second, which is the noblest. Secondly, by imitation, which is the easiest. And thirdly, by experience, which is the bitterest. The truth is not always pretty. Not all beautiful words are the truth. People are distressed by their inability to do this. The problem, however, is simply that they don't do it. You are controlled by those who make you angry. Count yourself with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are when you realize there is nothing missing. The whole world belongs to you. Roads were made for journeys, not destinations. Never say never, because the days go by so fast and nothing stays the same. Your life is what your thoughts make it. We win by losing. Losing is winning. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time to read or indulge in self-choice. When I free myself from who I am, I become who I can be. Happiness is when you are understood. Great happiness is when you are loved. True happiness is when you love. Temperance is the first step of virtue, which is the beginning of morality and perfection. Sometimes we see a lot, but we don't notice the main thing. A snow goose doesn't need a bath to turn white, nor do you need to do anything other than be yourself. The wise man is the one who knows what he wants. He doesn't know. Respect yourself and others respect you. If you don't have faith, then existence doesn't believe in you. What is bad for one at a time becomes good at another time for someone else. I have only 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. The way is near, but men look for it so far. It is in simple things, but men look for it in difficult things. New beginnings are planned like painful endings. Forget the injuries. Never forget the waiting. Then the reluctant soul will see what is hidden. and the soul will always desire to see only what it wants. There is beauty in everything, but not everyone can see it. The way of truth is like a great highway. It is not difficult to know it. The evil is only that men will not seek it. A man should not be shameless, because the shame of not being ashamed is shamelessness. Be bent, and you will remain straight. Be empty, and you will remain complete. Be worn out, and you will remain new. The man who chases two birds catches neither. Health is the greatest good. Contentment is the greatest treasure. Confidence is your best friend. A trail through the mountains, if used, becomes a path in a short time. But if unused, it becomes blocked by grass in an equally short time. It's easy to hate, and it's hard to love. That's how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are hard to get to, and ruinous things are very simple to get. Every being knows without learning, sees without looking, and deserves without doing. Learning without thinking is lost work. Thinking without learning is dangerous. Try your best to treat others as you would like to be treated yourself, and you will find that this is the shortest path to benevolence. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as empty as fear. People of the highest morality do not consider themselves moral. Therefore, they have the highest morality. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, it is called a mistake. A wisdom that wants to be above people puts itself below them. Wanting to be ahead of them, he becomes behind. He who offends you takes your negative energy and gives you his positive energy. What is a good man but a bad man, teacher? What is a bad man but the work of a good man? Learn as if you were not achieving your goal, and as if you were afraid of missing it. If you are alone for a long time, you will soon accept loneliness. You will never know your potential if you are afraid of being alone. You can't open a book without learning something. A long period of absence of sex turns a person neurotic. By remaining true to yourself, without seeking comparisons and competitions, you will achieve universal respect. If someone wants to offend you very much, then it's even worse for him. A man with outer courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A great man will cling to the essential and leave the insignificant. He does everything in truth, but he will never trust the laws. Don't worry if no one knows you. Try to be worth knowing. If you are not afraid of dying, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Whoever undertakes a business rushes very quickly to achieve a result. Often, nothing is enough. He who carefully finishes his work as he began will not fail. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who doesn't ask is a fool for a lifetime. The longer you don't have sex, the less you will want it. The truth spoken before its time is always dangerous. When true virtue is lost, good nature appears. When good nature is lost, justice appears. When justice is lost, decency appears. The rules of decency are only the appearance of truth and the beginning of all disorder. If there is no constant and determined effort, there will be no extended achievements. Recognizing your insignificance is empowering. Friendship is a mind in two bodies. He who knows the measure is satisfied with his position. Excessive pride brings disaster to man. Sometimes you must give in to win, and sometimes holding a low place leads you to victory.